Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. As we said in our last video, we are going to build our backend API for this project. This is a task management software. So without further ado, let's begin. So as you can see in the screen, this is our project. We're gonna use Typescript and it has over 50 million installations. And also you will need to install it globally with -j flag. Okay, if you don't have it yet installed. And now we are in our project folder. So if you don't have it yet, as we said, you need to install it like so. If you do, we check if we have it. We check the version. And now let's create the project folder. The project folder is task manager, and we create our backend and see the inside of it. We're gonna init npm package with the -y flag, and we have our npm package. Okay, we initialize it, and TypeScript for JavaScript programmers. We have here type by inference. Here it assumes that it is a string. We have defining types. So you see the object, and we create an interface, okay, with capital U user. And here the object receive the types. And for example, we have type, we have this interface, and we have the object that receive the interface with capital U. If it doesn't have the property, you will see a little error. So this is the beauty of TypeScript. Also, you can use it in object-oriented programming. You create the interface, you have the class user account, you see variables, and constructor receive variables with their types. Okay, so you got to give a lecture so that you can be more familiar with the syntax. So here you have composing types, can be true or false, and this is it. So I will leave the link of this lecture here in this file named lecture.txt. Okay, now next step, we will initialize TypeScript with esc-init. As you can see, it creates for us or generate this tsconfig.js file. And now let's add our configuration. So root directory is source, so we'll create this folder. And also we will create this file, which is a type declaration for our environment variables. env.d.ts, okay, and also we will create our .env file. So we'll go back um, to them. So for now, let's install our dependencies. Okay, and after that we'll go back. Okay, so we have them installed. After that, our dev dependencies. So we are, as we are using TypeScript, we have to use some package with their types. I mean, any package you want their types, you would have to install it. I mean, @ symbol types / the name of the package, right? So this is the types uh, we have for now. And now let's create our server.ts file. And here in the script, we are going to use this package ts-node.dev, okay, to run our backend API. I mean, on development mode. So this is the script that will I mean, we start our server each time we have, I mean, we start if necessary. Every time we have a modification. Now we have port 8000. Now let's import Express and import also request response from Express. And const app equal Express. So we invoke Express. And our port will be a number. And we have here port .env.port as string typecasting. And app.listen, which has a callback colon void. That means it return nothing. So we're gonna console log server running on port. And we import our .env. So we have it already installed. And here in our type declaration, so you see define types purposes.env and type declaration. So we give you a lecture in a link so that you can read a little bit about it. So here we have all our type declaration. .env can be development or production, and we're going to use email, base URL, and so on. now npm won't start because in our script we have we name it start. You can name it whatever you want. As you can see, server running on port 8000. So now we are going to test a route to see if our basic configuration is working. And app.get request response, and now request will receive the request from in capital R, and response will receive will be the type of response. And now res.send hello from Node.js. Okay, we will go back here. Mongoose Typescript support. So for now, let's test our route. The port is 8000, and as you can see, hello from Node.js. I mean, our basic route is working. Great. Now, let's bring Mongoose, import Mongoose, import Morgan, import cores, and path. So later at the end of the project, you will see why we bring it. Path is a Node.js, is a core Node.js package. Mongo sanitize from Express Mongo sanitize helmet, and for adding header security headers, weight limit to limit the number of requests in from a range of minutes. Import cookie, because we are going to use JSON Web Token with cookie-based authentication. And now what we said here, if we are in development mode, we are going to use Morgan. Okay, Morgan is a very useful package. Each time we hit an endpoint, you can see in the console which endpoint we hit. Very useful. And now we're gonna import body parser. So we'll use the syntax. And middleware app that use body parser, and another middleware for body parser. And now this is the our middleware for cookie. Rs, middleware, prevent SQL injection, Mongoose sanitize, middleware, and helmet middleware, security headers, and also this is the wait limit configuration. So the range of 15 minutes, the max query that you can have is 100. So you can modify the configuration. I mean, it's up to you. And now we are going to, I have MongoDB installed locally, but you can also have it installed in the cloud. I have many videos that in this channel. So here, this is gonna do that in the cloud. This is how you could create it. Okay. And in this video, I'm not going to create it, but have the, I will leave the link for you with the timestamp so that you can, if you wanna install it in the cloud, to do so. So I comment this route, and now let's add our MongoDB connection, mongoose.connect, .env database. Then, because it returned a promise, and as you can see, server warning on port 8000. So this is the URL, the UI of my. And now we're gonna start to build our Backend API. So we create controllers, folder, models folder, middleware folder, utils folder, types folder, routes folder, and now we cd change directory inside utils. And first of all, what we are going to create, we are going to manage our error before starting building our API. So class error response extends the class error, extends the error from Node.js. So we add our read-only code status, which will be a number. So you see Typescript already complaining, but we'll fix that. Constructor message, and we have a typo message colon string. Will receive code status. which is a number. I mean, constructor, when you instantiate a variable, this method will be called automatically. I mean, here we have object that set the prototype of this, comma new that target that prototype, and we fix this typo dot this code status equal code status. Now error that capture stack trace this. And now to use it, we have to export the modules. Module that exports equal error response. Now, inside middleware, we create a error.ts. Now we import the module that error response from utils error response. We bring error request handler from Express. Basically, this will customize anytime we have an error in our application. You will have a customized response. This is the idea. And our cons error handler receive error request handler. So in this case, we don't need to have request colon rec colon request colon request response, because we have already have error handler colon error request handler. And now let error equal curly braces spread operator error, which is defined in the parameter. Error that message equal error that message. And now if we have a caster error, we're gonna send a message resource not found. Now if we have a duplicate value, this is the code for duplicate value for MongoDB, we will say duplicate field value entered, and we will send also the response, the status code 400. So if we have a validation error, so as you can see, object that values that map, we can have more than one so that we map those values. And else red status, okay, error code status or 500. And now we export the module that exports equal error handler. And now we will use our error handler as middleware. We add a comment that use error, handle error. And now, also guys, if this is your first time, so it kind of have the same syntax of TypeScript and for Mongoose. And in the schema, you have to pass the type, okay? And they give you how you should use it. I will leave also this lecture for you. We start again our server. And now we will create our first model. We create user model.ts. And for user model, we will have also we'll have type for user. We name it our user yes. And inside of it for the document flows, export interface by user extends document. And here in this file, what we are going to have, we will have our fields defined here. First name, last name, password, role, active. We set password token. We set, you name it. Everything that we need, we'll define them in this file. Now, cons user schema. And schema will receive the types. Interface. user, like so. And now open curly braces, and let's add all the fields we will have in the database. We'll have a first name, will be a string required with max length. We want to have also last name, email, string, unique true, and match this regex, this regular expression. So as you can see here in the screen, uh, what we have in our schema should match the, the iUser interface. Okay, for password, required minimum 6 characters. Also, we'll add reset password token, reset password expire. We will have also wall if it is a regular user or admin user. If the user is active by default, it will be false. And now after that, we add the timestamp. And anytime we create a user, it will have two more fields created for us, which is created at and updated at. And now we need to export the module so that we can use it in other files. Module that exports equal mongoose that model. Model receive iUser interface. We will name it user. And it will receive the user schema. Now, as example, for example, if you add s, as you can see, Typescript already complained. We don't have it. We don't have it this in our iUser interface. We don't have it. See? So already checking the type. Not only the type, but also uh, the spelling. And now let's import Bcrypt. I mean, this method, before we save any user in the database, it will um, encrypt the password. So this is why this is a built-in. You see, user free, and it is called save async function. So now let's add the condition. So basically, this is says if the password is not modified, then do next. And next mean to go to the next middleware. And if the password was modified, so this is what it will do: encrypt the password. And now inside controllers, we create a file name of controller. And we bring inside of it the next request response from Express. After that, we bring user model. Also, we will need to bring our custom error response. And now let's create our first middleware, not middleware controller, which name is sign up exports that sign up equal async receive request awake colon request res colon response and next colon next function. Now we are going to destructure email and extract email from the request body. Now, if this email exists, we're gonna check if this email already exists because it is a sign up, already exists in the database. And to do so, as we are using async, so we have to wait the user not find one. We could have said email colon email as key value we have are the same, and there is no not necessary. And now this is gonna check if we find this user, this email in our database. So we will say email already registered. The try catch block. request body role. So each time someone hit the endpoint, it will be a regular user. And active will be false. And after that, we will create the user. But also, if you are in the cloud with MongoDB, you can restrict the IP, okay, so that only the server IP can access the server, okay? And now send the status code 201 means I think it is created. Um, and after that, we send the user and we catch error X error. And now we cd inside routes and create of routes.ts. And we bring inside this file express and we invoke uh, it like so, water equal express dot capital R water like so. And now let's bring the sign up controller. Now this will be a post request water.post, and the word will be um, /users / sign up, and receive sign up controller. And to use ports, we need to export the water. And now we are going to import the routes inside our server file like so. And we will use route middleware app.use, and we will we will add a prefix in our API, will be /API, and will receive of route. And as you can see, we save and no errors. And now let's make a quick test. As you can see, you can create your workspace and okay, and organize your folder. But I don't want to sign this account, so we will test our route like so. And as you can see, the port is 8000 and /API /users /sign up. As you can see, this is our first user created. That was a successful response. And now in our database, let's refresh our database. As you can see, the name is Task Manager and it has users and inside of it, first user. And now to save some time, we are going to create a sign-in controller. We are going to make some update. Now bring a try catch block. And now destructure email and password from request that body. And now this is validation. If we don't have email coming from the request, we will say please add an email, add email. We don't have password, please add password. Now we are going to check user email. If to check if the email exists in the database. If the email doesn't exist, invalid credentials. Also, we want to check the password. So as you can see, is match await user compare password. So we don't have this method created yet. We'll create it very soon. Okay, this method will exist on user model. This is why you see we call it user.compare user the lowercase. Okay, we save no error. And as we said, we're gonna add the method compare user password. So user schema dot methods dot compare password. Async function. And we name it entered password. And colon type. The type will be a string. Return await because we have Bcrypt one with the JS await Bcrypt dot compare entered password. We're gonna compare this password with the password that exists in the database, which is in the user model. We save, no error. Also, we will generate a token each time a user sign in. If the process was successful, we will generate a token. User schema that methods that get the JWT token. return JWT that sign. And this is the payload. In the payload, we will have only uh, the ID of the logged user, process. This is, I mean, it could be anything. In your JWT secret, we will create this variable, and we have to add the expires in. Um, it will be 1 hour. And now we add the JWT secret, a random bunch of string, number, anything you want. And make sure after you update the .env file to, start the server. Also, what we are going to do here, we are going to add our method. We're gonna name this interface iUser document. Since iUser, because we are going to add the compare method here. And what we basically said here is that compare password will return a promise. And the response will be a boolean. True or false when you say compare password. Also, we want to add get JWT token. We have a typo. And this will return a string. And now basically what we are going to do is that we are going to replace our user interface to our user document, because our user document uh, have also the our user interface, because our user document extends user. And now we are going back to the sign-in process. Okay, so if everything was done properly, we're gonna send the token, and we're gonna add this method send token response, which will receive the user from this controller, and the second parameter will be the status, the third will be the response. And in this method, send the token response, user will be the type of iUser document, code status will be a number, And the third res, which is the response that will come inside the sign-in controller. And course token await a user that get token. So we are able to call user that get token because it is defined in user model. And now const options, which is an object. We have the max age will be 1 hour. HTTP only 2. And after that, we'll create a interface for token options. And they should be with a capital T. Max age is a number. HTTP only is a boolean. The Q will be an optional parameter, because what we are going to do if we are in local host, so not necessary, but on production mode, we'll add the secure so that we uh, access the cookie only in HTTPS. So this is what's the code said here. If we are in production mode, we're gonna add the check secure, gonna update secure to true. For that, we send the response res.status receiving mode status from the function parameter. That cookie, we name this cookie token. You can name it whatever you want. And also we have the token. The token here is the token that was generated with JWT. And also it will see the third parameter, which is options. And success true. And here, basically, it's instead of sending all the user info when sign in, we're gonna customize the response. We wanna send success true. We wanna send the current user ID. Okay, we wanna send the role if that user is regular user or user. We also wanna send active if this is true or false. And after that, we saved. As you can see, we have no error in the console. And now let's duplicate this route. This will be sign in and receiving the controller sign in. Also, this is a post request. And now, as you can see, I change my postman to Docker mode so that you can see better what's going on. And now let's sign in with email and password. And as you can see, you see the customized response that we give: success, ID, wall, and active. And as you can see, this is the cookie that was generated. HTTP only, true, status 200. And if you look in the console, as you can see, we have the endpoint that we hit. Now we're gonna create a logout controller. Logout controller is one of the simplest controller to implement. So basically, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna clear the cookie, and we pass the name. Remember, we name it token. And we send a status. Success true, and message logged out. And now this also will be a post request. I could have uh, done this with get requests, but when we go in the front end part, you will see why. Now let's send the request. As you can see, we have no cookie left in the console. And this is the response. That means the response was successful. Now let's see the inside middleware. And we are going to create Auth.js middleware. We bring error response. We bring next function, request response from Express. We bring JWT. We also bring the user interface. We bring user model. Now this of middleware will check whether or not a user is authenticated. And the controller name exports that is authenticated async. So we have a typo, red colon request, res colon respond, and next colon next function. And now basically this extract the token from the request cookies. Okay, because we name it token, so we can extract it. Also, if you check in our server file, we have it as middleware, so we can extract it. And basically, if we don't find the token, we're gonna send a response. You must log in, and the status code is for open try catch block. Now, if we do find a token, we want to decode that token. JWT.verify. So I'm gonna verify the token with the second parameter, which is process.env JWT. Wait. Yeah, you see it exists on in .env file. So here this is for Typescript. I have a typecasting. As a decoded token. We know it will be we expect to find the ID of the currently logged user. And now request that user. Request will store the currently logged user. So as you can see, Typescript already playing. Uh, we don't have this user. So await user model defined by ID decoded that ID. So there is many ways to solve this. Basically, we are going to create a interface custom request extends request, and we add it the iUser interface. User, it's an optional parameter, and we save the iUser. But I see there are many ways to solve this. And we're gonna, instead of having a request, we're gonna add custom request. And now, as you can see, the error gone. Now we save, and also we duplicated this middleware. We will create an admin middleware so that we know, so that if we protect about only for admin users and only admin can access these admin. Now request that ID question mark that whole. If we have this, if the whole user exists, then you are not an admin user. This is what it says. And now we are going to continue with our route. Now let's create a user profile controller. Here in the request, we bring our custom request from the middleware. User await user model find by ID request that user. Okay. And we don't send the password from the response, but it says, and send the status through the JSON success true, and the user. Now this will be a get request. The /users /me the profile. Also, to your profile, you must log in. And it's about authenticated. And we need to bring this in that middleware setup. Okay, so we save, and this will be a GET request. Let's see if we can access our file. Let's see the response. As you can see, you must log in, which is fine. Our middleware working. Now to do so, we will need to sign in order to access. As you can see, we have just signed in. Now let's try to access our profile. And as you can see, we have it here. And you don't have the password because we remove it response. Remove the password from the response. We go back inside our controllers folder. We create user controller. And also exports that all users async request response next. Okay, and now we're gonna create it at the last one. That is to say, our last user created will appear on the top. And we remove the password from the response. All users with capital U case. Now we see the inside route. Create a folder name user route. Now we bring Express and water. So that we bring users controller. And now the route. Water that get all users. To see all users, you need to authenticate. Also, you need to admin. After that, you need to export in the server, yes, let's bring user wow. We add about what middleware inside of it. We add a typo. We forget that we now Postman. Let's so when we send the says you must be and uh, and now we are going to remove temporarily color. And let's try to send the words again. And as you can see, we have all the users in the database. And now let's bring isAdmin controller back. But we will create this admin user. I mean, we should add wall admin in order to create it. Now we are going to create to query single user. And now we are going to make little modification and const user model find by ID. And we remove the password from the response. And we save. Everything is fine till now. And we are going to bring this single user controller inside of route, and it will be /users/id. And you don't need let's say, oh yeah, you need to be authenticated. And now we are going to duplicate this controller. This time we will edit a single user. Let's name it edit user. And model user find by ID and update. Request param.id, request body will receive all the response and no true, so that when we proceed, we receive the updated user. And this will be a put request. This is the endpoint /users edit ID. And let's bring edit user controller. and we save no errors. And now we're gonna implement delete user controller. And we change it to delete one, and we have id colon request param dot id, and we will send a message to say message colon user deleted. And let's save and bring this user controller in our route. This delete user, and this route will be delete. And the route will be / users admin delete ID. And we bring delete user, and only admin can delete a user. And as you can see, if you try to delete a user, must log in. Okay, now we fetch a this controller will edit a user, Joe Anderson. Okay, so after that, we are going to add functionality like send email to reset password, and we are using Mailtrap. If it is free, if you don't have an account, you can create one. It will allow us to basically test on localhost this functionality. And as you can see, when you log in, you will have your credentials, host, port. You can use either one, username, password. Okay, so you will need these parameters to configure in your .env file. And now we bring Node Mailer because we have it installed. And we have interface options values. What we will have in our interface, email subject message. and const send mail equal async options, which is an object colon options values and we define a transporter node miller that create transport curly braces and we bring host process.env smtp host will create these variables. Port will be a number and we comment that if you are on production you can add secu true and off will use user and password. Okay, so only in test mode reject unauthorized false in production you would want to add it true. And I'm gonna add my credentials for mail trap smtp host sandbox smtp mail trap etc. Support 25 and smtp email. So in will scenario you will add your email, okay, and password. Okay, so smtp password, I'm not gonna add my password here. So each one of you who will test it, you will add your own password to test this functionality. I mean your password for Mailtrap, which I have uh, just showed you. Okay, so after that, oops, so we're gonna create a variable name message. Message will have from. You will need to create those variables from name, from email, and two options that email, subject options that subject, HTML options that message, which will come from this object passed as parameter. And after that const info, so that we will have some thing print in the console so we know what's going on. Const info await transporter that send email that receive the message and we're gonna console log message sent info dot message id. And to use this module, we export it, module that exports equal and email. And now forget password. So we remove everything from it. I mean, not everything. I mean, we're gonna add configuration for it. Now, first of all, what we are going to do when you said you forget your password, so we're gonna verify if we have this email on in our database. First of all, basically, if we don't have this email in our database, basically you are not the user. You see the response, there is no user with this email, and we add 404 not found. So if we do, we're gonna, in the next step, we're gonna um, go in the process to reset your password. First of all, we're gonna add another method. We'll create it very soon. This method will generate and to allow you to update your password. But here it will be, the name will be user get reset password token. We don't have it yet in the user model, but we will create it very soon. And await user that save, validate or before save false. And basically this is the URL and this URL. It soon also the token. This is the page. We'll send a link, and the link will expire in 10 minutes. So as you see, this is the message. The open try catch block. Wait, send. As you can see, we have the parameter we previously in this node email object message. Where's that status? Now we send the response success true and data emails. We also manage after that what we are going to do, user that we set password which exists on the user model, that password expire, will update them to undefined. Basically we'll remove fields in the data. So as you know, we bring some email saves, so everything is fine. And base URL, so actually I put it port 2000, later change 8000. production, you will your production. Now let's create a method name get token. So basically what we are going to do is a core module of Node.js, crypto, random bytes, this reset password token. We could say this that reset password token because we have reset password token this the user model. Okay, and after that we create hash update reset token. Okay, data digest. And we're gonna set an expiry date. This to set password expire password set password expire. Also, we are dealing with the password token. As you can see, it's a date that and plus 10. As you can see, the length that it will be for 10 minutes. We send the reset token. Now at the third well, after that the word will be forget. So let's bring the forget password controller. We are going to bring it inside route of route, and we save. As you can see, everything is now inside our postman. Let's try to send a request. Now this is the email we are going to use. Try to send the request. It says there is no user. Now the response email sent. Response was successful. Now let's try to it. Just receive the proper. see from a few seconds if the specimen, the link will expire. So here in the content, we don't the custom web. So after the word, we need to add the word. Okay, and what we are going to do, token. So we set the password token. So hash data. So we're gonna receive the from the password. And open try catch block. So basically, what we are going to try to find a user with the reset password token and reset password expire. So here you see dollar sign greater than. So now we're gonna put. So if we don't find a user, basically we are going to say link expire. Uh, 400 status. After that, if we do, we will update the password. So we will remove the field reset password token. But remove other fields. After that, we saved the password and we send message word success. We save. Now let's add this wound inside wound. As you can see, it has we will have parameter. So you remember we name the token. So the parameter will be the parameter that will be from uh, we are going to do, we are going to API /users match out. Okay, so this is the what we built. We'll update the base 8,000 so that we can test it. Now input the email element. First, we received another email. So as you can see, you see the base URL updated successfully. I'm gonna copy. Let's copy this link. Bring this link to Postman. This will be a put request. As you can see, this password is test at 234. Now only the password will change the password test with capital T at 34. We'll change it. We will add 5 requests. You can see password updated with success. Now, if we try to sign in with the older password or test at 124, invalid credentials. Let's try the no update password with 5. As you can see, we have successfully signed in, which means it's working great. Now, after this, we're gonna start to deal with tasks. We are going to the interface or task model. We CD inside of it. After that, CD inside. So this is all the fields that we'll have. Task. Task model. Let's copy some of the I need to bring the modules so that we can go faster to task. And this will be my task in the schema. And we name it task. Will be task schema. After that, let's the fields that we will have in our task. We want to have title. We want to have description. We want to have priority. We will have a stage, the stage enum created, in progress, or completed, attributed. Um, I mean, this is to say this task belongs to um, a particular user. And after that, save it. Inside controller, inside the model, inside controllers folder, we create a new file named task controller, and we bring task model and request response. So I'm gonna copy a controller and update it. This will be create task. And we're gonna destructure a title, description, priority, stage, attribute from request body. And now we will create the task. Okay. So we don't add a title colon title because you see when we have key value, they are the same. We don't need to add them. And we send a form response to notify that it was successful. And now we are going to change directory inside out. And we create a new file named task route. Inside of it, we are going to bring we copy this so we can be faster, basically. Uh, we don't have these controllers. For now, let's bring create task controller inside of it. And also it will be in task controller. I will remove these routes. And create task. Only admin users can create task. And the route will be /task/create. And this will be a post request. After that, we need to bring this route inside our server file and add it where. And after that, we save. It should be okay. As in the console. So now we have a few users in the database, and we have this user, which is, though he is an admin, all the others are regular users. So in the Postman, let's try to create a task. We remove this, and to save you some time, we create this, the object that we are going to send. I mean, the JSON that we are going to send. And as you can see here in the console, we receive, I mean, in the response, we receive, you must log in. Basically, what we are going to do, we are going to sign in. And now we, as you can see in the console, in the response, we, this is an admin user. And now let's try again. As you can see, it was successfully created. Okay, so also in our database, you see first task. And we will create behind the scene few more. So let's try another one. Second task. Let's say this one, the stage is completed. Okay, so as you can see, in attributed, this is an ID of a user. Okay. And let's refresh. And as you can see, we have another user, another task, I should say, second task. Now we're gonna fetch a single task. And the status will be 200. And here, what we want to say, task by ID, request params that ID, that ID. This will be task underscore ID, which is the task ID. And we're gonna populate the user, the first name of uh, of that person. And now let's bring single task in our task route, this will be a GET request. And as you see, you can see the parameter will be task underscore ID. This is what we said in our single task controller. And we bring single task. And as you can see here, we have a few tasks. So let's copy an ID, go back to Postman. And what we are going to do, we are going to fetch a single task. And as you can see, you see attributed. It has the ID and the first name of the person. That is to say, this task belongs to that person. And now we're gonna create a controller so that a user can see all the tasks that belong to him. And we will import custom requests from our middleware. Okay, and now task with find attributed. I mean request user ID. I mean to see that you need to log in. Okay, so you can see task is connected to the user. Okay, and also we wanna um, populate the first name. And now we create the route forward slash task forward slash this is my task and we're gonna name it my task. Also the user should be authenticated to see his task, and we save it, no error. And I've just updated the route to forward slash API forward slash this will be get requests. This will be forward slash API forward slash my task. And here you must log in. the cookie was expired, and we are going to um, sign in again. The user this time will be Joe. Joe is a regular user. And now we have just signed in. And now let's try to see the task that belong to Joe. You see Joe return an empty array. So let's try another user. But the response was successful. But Joe doesn't have task. Now we're gonna try Peter. And we have just signed in for Peter. Let's try again. And as you can see, Peter has 3 tasks belong to him. And you can see attributed, populate the first name. Peter. Okay. Now let's add the update task controller. Here we don't need custom requests. And after that, let's bring task equal await task find by ID and update request param that task underscore ID request body and no true so that it return the newly updated task. And we save no error. And after that, we should bring the that controller inside the task route. This will be a put request. And this is the endpoint. Okay, as you can see, colon task underscore ID because we name our request params task underscore ID. This is the reason. And we bring the controller in the route. So API forward slash tasks, etc. And as you can see, this is all the task. I'm going to edit this task. Let's add the endpoint. And let's update a field. Let's say we're gonna update the stage, and here you see the stage is in progress. I'm gonna update it to completed, and you can see clearly this is the first task. So let's, as you can see, you see first task, and you see that the stage was updated successfully, completed with successful response. And now we will add the delete task. Delete task, we don't need this. We only need the ID of the task that we will delete. So after that, we will send a message. We don't need to send any other response. So we will say task deleted. And we save. And now I'm gonna add a new route. To delete a task, you must be an admin. And this is the route. And let's bring the controller, delete task. And save. So here, as you can see, we are trying to delete a task. Let's update the endpoint. And let's try to send the response. As you can see, access denied because this is an admin route and we was logged in as a regular user. I mean, our API is working great. So we need to sign in as admin user. And admin user is do@gmail.com. So we have successfully signed in. And let's try again to delete this task. And as you can see, task deleted. And you can see in the console the successful response or the endpoint that we have just hit. And now this is the endpoint. I think that will take, I can say, more time. I mean, a little bit, because we have few things to configure. So we're gonna in a step-by-step process to show you. And now, first of all, we're gonna start with a basic controller. Port created colon -1. Okay. we will start very simple, as you see, and after we will increase the functionality in it. Okay, so it will contain pagination query parameters so that we can filter. We can add filters, right? And now let's duplicate this route. And this will be also a GET request. And we will name it /API /task /all. And okay, we save, and we're gonna try. So this will be a GET request. So let's try to send the request. And as you can see, this is all the tasks saved in our MongoDB database. And now, first of all, the first functionality we're gonna add pagination. As you can see, you can add uh, it contain it may contain 4, 6, 10. It's up to you. But each page, in our case, will contain 4 because I think I have 5 posts. Okay, so you are free to modify it. And page, which is a number, will receive request query, or it will equal to 1. The count is also a number which we will get by query our task with task that find, and we're gonna use count documents. And now we're gonna this is where the magic happen. We're gonna add our pagination. We receive the page, and the page is this is all the page that we have based on the page size, because we said each page will have 4 posts. So we will have math that tail that has count. We have defined already have count divided by page size, okay, to give us the number of the page that we have. Also, we have to go back in our, so we're gonna reorder, and here we're gonna also enable the pagination in the query by adding script that will receive page size multiply parentheses page less 1. And after that, we will limit by the page size. Okay, so we will add populate. Basically, in the query, we want to have also the first name of the person that the task is attributed to. So it should be in quote, and we save. And now, before testing, I'm gonna add the count in the response. And after that, we're gonna head to postman so that we start to see the functionality, um, if it's working or not. And now we have the endpoint. Here we have 5 posts. And now we're gonna add a query. This is a query parameter. To add the query here, you need to add question mark and the query parameter name, which is page number. And we're gonna for now equal 1. And this is the first page. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now if you look at the bottom, you can see page 1, it has 2 pages and the count is 5, which is we have 5 posts, 5 tasks. And on the page 2, we have only 1 post. That is to say, our page size is 4. I mean, the second page will contain the 5th. So, makes sense. And now after that, we're gonna add another parameter. This time we will enable search feature and const keyword equal request query dot keyword, which will be the query parameter. And here, basically what we say, if the keyword exists, so we're gonna search the task by title and regex, as you can see, options I, that is to ignore I mean lowercase, uppercase, you got it. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to add it open and close curly braces. First of all, each time we query the database, we will also repaginate our application. Okay, so we spread operator keyword inside of it and inside the query, both the pagination and the query. And now let's give another try. So we will have our second query parameter page equal 1, this time and symbol keyword, because the name of the parameter is keyword. So first of all, as you can see, we query and we're gonna search a keyword. The keyword will be develop in the title. And as you can see, our search is working. You see? And now, this is an interesting part. We are going to uh, build our query for aggregations. Okay, let's build a query. We hit aggregations, we hit the first stage, and we choose project. Project, this is to say which fields we will have, we will keep, right? So we will keep the only the stage, and the second stage will go up, and we will reference the stage, the first stage, um, add it in quote $ stage. Okay, this stage, and we will name this field count. You see, we move this $ because we name it count, and here we will add the $sum, the colon 1. I mean, as you can see, we have 4 created, and we have completed, we have 1. And now we will export our build query. As you can see, you have for Node.js, Java, C#, and we'll copy this, okay, and close. So we will add filter by stage. And now let's create a variable name all stages, which will be an array of string. And const stage, await a task that aggregate, open and close, and add what we have just copied from the MongoDB. And now we are adding the interface stage because we know we will have an array of objects of ID and count. Okay, and we add stages, stages, and now we are going to loop because the idea is that we want to only keep uh, the the values of the stages, right? So that we can filter by them. Okay, all stages will keep only the values of the stage. Okay, and after that, the query parameter the name will be Q stage, and the stage filter, if we receive the query parameter, so this is a typecasting to split it, because um, what we are going to do, we can receive more than one. We can receive more than one query parameter for stage. Okay. So if we receive one or many, we will use them. Or if we receive nothing, we will query by all the stages. And basically, what we are going to do, we are going to add in both pagination and our query. And stage, which is a field that exists on our database. Okay, the $sign in. Okay, we are going to query everything that contain uh, inside. As you can see, we use squared operator. I mean, to get the value from it. Okay. Either we have one or many values, we will query for them. Okay. And we're gonna do the same in task that fine. And save. As you can see, we have no errors. And now we send stages. We save and let's give a try. Now let's remove the develop search value, search keyword, keyword search value, and add n. Okay, and symbol, and our next query parameter is QStage. As you can see, we have the stages here. Okay, so thing is working great. We have one completed and we have 4 created. And also you can filter by completed, and you will have only completed, which is great. I mean, everything till now is working great. Okay, and if you want to query by created, and you have all the tasks that has it. So now we're gonna query by priority. And const priorities will be also an array of string. And we create the interface. Interface will contain ID and priority. And task by priority, as you can see here, task find, curly braces, comma, priority 1, which is to say we wanna only get in our response only the field priority. And also we will push in the priorities away the value of the priority. And to have unique priorities, we use spread operator. Okay, so that we remove duplicates. Okay, and the query parameter will be priority, and we achieve the filter. And here we add the filter, and the filter we added both in the counter, in the pagination, and also in the query. And we will add let's make space to add count start. So we will use this in all of these we will use it in dashboard, in the dashboard when we are going to our front end, the front end part. Okay, so now let's give a try. As you can see, priority, we add the parameter, and we can query by parameter. Priority equal normal. We have all the priorities which as normal. Okay. And one last thing, if we are in, this is a code when we are going to deploy our API. So their name underscore their name path. We have this module installed from the beginning. And if we are in production mode, so we are going to use /front end build. Okay, to use statics file and so on. Else send API is running. Okay, and so as you have just seen, we add a step-by-step building API for our task manager management software. So in the next video, we will create our front end, okay, to work with that backend API. So that was it, guys and girls. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.